I wanted to take this moment, a personal moment, this is a personal moment, for me to talk about the relationship I have with my mother and how awesome it is. I used to never understand, like, I was the kid that the people used to tell me, that all my friends used to tell me that I have the cool mother, because I would actually take home the DVDs and the VHSs, showing my age here, the VHSs of anime that we used to get from, wait for it, Suncoast, and I was okay with letting her watch it with me. And as I've gotten older, I've come to realize how awesome that is. She never once downplayed at that point in high school, it was pretty much an obsession. It still kind of is an obsession with anime. And I'm really thankful for that. Whenever I did research, well, first she taught me to research. She was okay with me doing weird, experiments. Like, I went a whole year with eating with nothing but chopsticks just because I wanted to be able to do it. I still sit on the floor. I really don't care for chairs too terribly much. I prefer benches and similar things like that. I've evolved into this weird creature, and she never discouraged me. And in fact, the fact that she was actually quite encouraging. And I think it's because she was willing to sit and watch it with me. I mean, she has just as big of an anime repertoire as I do, and she loves it. So I thought I would actually take a minute to list a lot of the animes that we bonded over. If you were looking for suggestions for your mom, or even just another lady in your life that you're not quite sure how to introduce it to her, maybe she might like some of these. So, like, the first one that we actually bonded over was Tenshimoyo Ryo-ohki, which was the OVA, which ironically I think they just finished, and it's not long, it's only a few episodes, and I think it was because of the world building in that. It is an early harem type anime, but at the same time it was odd in that not everybody wanted to get in a dude's pants, and I really like that now that I look back on it. If you, at first glance, you could think that, but that's really kind of not the case. You got like 2 people. She fell in love with Ranma 1/2. She liked comedies. It was hilarious. We used to sit up there and watch episode after episode, and we used to rent that from the Blockbuster or the Hollywood Video if we could find it. Then we started to buy our own anime because we borrowed most of those. In which case we were just kind of like guessing at a lot of them. We read the back and we thought maybe it was good, so we'd get it. One of the first ones that we found that was actually a hit for us was Maison Ikkoku, which is also from Rumiko Takahashi, who also did Ranma 1/2. Maison Ikkoku is a little more everyday. There's no sci-fi elements or anything like that. It's literally an everyday rom-com, and it's very long running, but you laugh so much. We recently, not recently actually, here's Greenwood. Fantastic anime, all about the craziness that is school and having roommates and trying to get over your perceptions of sometimes your own self-limitations in regards to not only other people, but your family. It's a fascinating series, and Mom and I would often sit and talk about these concepts, these debates, and sometimes, like when it comes to certain animes like Cowboy Bebop or Psycho-Pass or Ghost in a Shell, we'd like to talk about the philosophies behind it and the theories of why something is the way it is, those questions that were never answered. We talked about those a lot. I mean, Sailor Moon, Magic Knight Rayearth, Erg Veda, Clamp School Detectives. She loves Clamp. Go figure. Tsubasa is, Holic is her favorite anime. It is one of my favorite animes as well, and we really love to talk about the spiritual aspects of that. Anime has become one of the things that we bond over. And it didn't really have to be. She could have just rejected the whole idea because it looked weird. But she actually, like I said, I come from a family of people who love to research, to find out new things. So it was not abnormal for her to give it a try, but it was abnormal for her to actually legitimately do the research with me and learn with me and evolve with me. And it's really incredible. Anime as an art form has played a huge part in my life. And even though it's animation, I was actually able to understand more, like by watching other people's scenarios. And at the end of the episode, we actually talk about it. And it wasn't anything like a counseling session. It was actually kind of organic. It was never forced. And I think that's what made it so powerful. We've talked about situations that probably will never come up in our lives, but that helped me get to know her better as a person. It helped me learn to trust her more. And I think those animes, even though some of them may seem boring, and a lot of them are from the late 80s, early 90s, several of them are classics, they all hit on several parts of the human condition. I hate to sound so philosophical, but it does. That is really great to talk about. Even if it's just a matter of, I can't believe so-and-so did that, but it actually helped me find the balance. And having a mother who was accepting of that and willing to try and willing to look beyond probably even her comfort zone to see what I saw in the cartoon I was watching at that point was fantastic. And now I don't have to do anything. She comes to me with new animes a lot. She loves things like Kiki's Delivery Service. Spirited Away is still her favorite, and I think she said it's her favorite anime movie of all time. She's grown to love it in her own right. She likes different styles of anime that I may not care for, and I like some that she doesn't necessarily care for. But when we're both talking about it, we sit and listen to each other, or we'll sit and watch an episode together. It makes bonding a little less shallow. A lot of times when people think of you have to bond with your kid or something like that, it's either seen as a chore or it's seen as you have to sacrifice and do something you don't like. I feel that the wonderful thing about anime is the fact that there's literally an anime for every style of person. So even if you may not like that one that your child or your significant other likes, there's nothing wrong with that. But there is one out there that you would like. And it's not hard to find anymore. It used to be really, really hard. You used to have to kind of like buy a VHS and hope for the best. And the internet wasn't that good. I was still on dial-up. It took 8 hours to download one song. So we didn't have the option we have now of streaming. Now we have options. Now you can find places to watch this. You can find places to buy the DVD and then resell it because somebody would want it if it doesn't float your boat. The Blu-ray. A lot of these are re-released. I know Cowboy Bebop was re-released on Blu-ray. Speaking of which, I need to get that. Same thing with Tichibuya Ryo-ohki, also on Blu-ray. Need to get that too. Psychopaths, also need to get that. Just making my own list here. And mainly because I really enjoy those. I still watch new ones, but I go back and watch these again because a lot of these are timeless. And I sadly don't hear a lot about certain ones. Like here's Greenwood. almost nobody seems to know about that one anymore, which makes me really sad because it was very well done. And the insanity contained within, aside from one particular thing, it's actually insanity that could actually happen. And if you've ever been a roommate to somebody in a college dormitory, some of these things will probably hit too close to home. With the advent of Netflix, Hulu, Funimation, Verve, all of those now make it way more accessible for you to give these things a try. And who knows, maybe you'll have it'll help you have as great of a relationship as I do have with my mom. By the way, she doesn't know that I'm doing this, and she's probably gonna be a little upset with me, but that's okay. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I hope we can find another anime to watch together. See you lords and ladies later.